So that's we're live now. If just in case you're wondering, uh, on both Twitch and YouTube. But the vertical makes it's just the logo. I got it.
It's audio only.
Yeah. Well, fellas, welcome to our fucking John Cena farewell stream. Oi.
It's your boy, me, and we have a special guest, Fernando, also known as Fern, also known as Roderici, International Man of Fame. He's rejoining us. This is the
Mhm.
second time, and he's here because he's the John Cena guy. He is a John Cena fan, and Fern, welcome to the
I
show.
got the little Travis
And talk
Scott,
to us a
Cactus
little bit
Jack,
about your colors. Show us your
Cena
colors
jersey
today.
that they released for WrestleMania. Behind me over here, I got the U.S. Spinner title.
That shit beautiful.
I got the the WWE Championship spinner over here, and then I got my other two world titles in the back there, just
So
chilling.
talk to us about the Cactus Jack with Travis Scott. What does that mean? What is it? What is that?
Cactus Jack is just the I guess like the brand
Mankind?
name of no, like Travis Scott. Cactus Jack was also what Mankind was called, but yeah, it's just kind of like his brand name. And they released a collab during WrestleMania in Vegas earlier this year. It was back when Travis was supposed to be, I guess, a part of it. We saw how that turned out, but yeah, I'm like at least a bunch of the clothes was cool. I got some other like Cactus Jack WWE shirts too. So yeah.
And tell us what else you got. What else? What do you got on your wrist?
Oh, on my wrist over here, I just got a little Word Life, little Word Life sweatbands
Oh, you
that
got
my
two of them.
girlfriend got. Yeah, I got two of them. My girlfriend got them. I just stole it from her. But yeah, it's called. Just hit a little. Whenever you're just throwing hate, I'm just hit a little.
You might as well just hold it up there the whole show, bro. Hey, but
Yeah.
talk to us about the belts back there. You mentioned the belts. Are the are so I don't know anything. I know the spinner belt on your upper right hand shoulder over your right
Yeah,
shoulder. That's the Cena one, but the left one is that also a Cena one?
yeah. So this was actually like the first Cena spinner belt. There's the first
Uh-huh.
Cena spinner belt. It was when he won the U.S. title. So like it used to
Okay.
have this old design, and then he like came out with this. It was during his like hip hop era. So he was like, "What's more hip hop than just making that shit spin?"
Then a white guy
So
from
yeah,
from Boston trying to pretend to be hip.
yeah.
So are so inquiring minds want to inquire. Are you or are you not wearing your jorts today?
I am not, sadly. I am in cozy sweatpants. It is cold currently. It's not George season, but who knows? Maybe in DC, it's gonna be colder, but it might be George season out there.
That's right. You're going to be going over there with Aaron. How you feel about this upcoming trip? Don't flex, Aaron. Don't show us your
He
Packers
did
colors.
Dom flex.
That fool doesn't even know how to flex. We go like this.
It's the little Nate Diaz where he just
Is there a correct way to flex? Exhibit the correct way to flex, Oro.
If I had muscles, I wouldn't flex like
You
this.
know?
Everything Dom does like caga, way. He does not even he's a bad imitation of like Eddie Guerrero, bro. Anyway, we're not talking about Dom. Okay. So how you feel about this upcoming trip, man?
I'm excited, definitely. It's a little kind of like bittersweet, just knowing that you're going to go see his last match. WWE, I guess, is notorious for like messing things up. So I just have a feeling that they might book the match a certain way, uh, that won't send us home happy. I'm hoping he wins, but at the same time, I know he's facing Gunther. So I'm just, I'm afraid he's gonna tap or give up or something, and I don't want to see my guy go out like that.
So that's a good point that you bring, and we should totally pivot off of that. Aaron, you're gonna be there, and we talked about this the last show about the potential finish, and we discussed about how John Cena wasn't going to go out with the dub. is what the feeling that you had. Piggybacking on what Fern said, what would make this match? How can this match? What results of this match can give Cena the send off that he deserves, but also you guys deserve as fans?
To be, to me, at least, I don't think the result really matters. I think the whole point of this final match is to actually watch him perform and to I believe and I think the right the right outcome is to have Cena go out losing. I think that's the thing that most veterans do for young talent, and this is the whole point of the show, is to showcase young talent and to elevate young talent and to show the world like what's next after him. So for him losing this match, to me, is not a bad thing.
Well, okay, so you're not okay with the loss. You're okay with the loss,
Yeah, I'm
but
totally fine.
but Fernando brought up something interesting. He says he doesn't want his boy to tap out. Would you be upset if this guy taps out?
No, that would be the perfect ending. To what's his motto?
Never give
Give
up.
up.
Never give up. It's his last match. He's gonna give up. He got nothing left in the tank. This is storytelling right here. It's not just some random everything means something. It's not done like whatever. Everything has a meaning.
So okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. That would be a good way to end it, Fern. And then I want to go back to Omar because Omar has opinions here. Um, what would it mean to you if Gunther does tap this fool out? Like, what would it mean to you personally, or as a wrestling fan?
Yeah, as like a Cena fan, I feel like obviously you're gonna be a little like, damn, like it's sad to see him go out like that. Um, but I honestly like I understand what Aaron is saying because it honestly is like perfect kind of like storytelling to end his career like that, just because like Aaron was saying, like he's got nothing left in the tank. I just want like at least a good little like a good match. Not like a Brock Lesnar WrestlePalooza match because that was terrible. That did nothing for anybody. I'd rather see them go back and forth, close calls. I want to see Cena like Super Cena up again, but at the end of the day, he just doesn't have it in the tank anymore. And if he goes out like that, no, it's gonna be kind of like a perfect storybook ending. A fairy tale ending would be him winning, obviously. But if you're gonna like put the final line on this chapter, it's probably gonna be him tapping out.
Omar, Omar's waiting. Omar, I'm gonna ask you this question. Okay, is it possible for Gunther and Cena to have a good match?
Look, I think it's possible for Gunther to. I think this is his last chance for me. If he blows this and he somehow manages to have a mediocre match for John Cena's last ride, I think I'm done with him completely. And you all know my opinion on Captain Underpants. Fucking bro comes out here in a fucking trench coat. And that's actually on my boy Juan G's fucking joke that I'm gonna steal, bro. Like his gimmick is nothing, and I think this is an opportunity to potentially build the Gunther character as more than Captain Underpants in the Ring General if he actually has a decent match. The Ring General. No matter how many times you say it, it's not cool. It's not a cool gimmick. It's whack. It's mid.
Cool to me.
It's like an 8-year-old on Percocets fucking wrote that, bro. Like it's not well thought out. It's not good storytelling, as you all are saying. There's no personality to the Ring General or anything like that. But I hope this win gives Gunther a little bit more personality. But I don't have a lot of hope just seeing Gunther's previous product with guys. Like to me, like the biggest stage that Gunther has been on that I've seen was that match with CM Punk, and I did not like that match. Like he botched 3 power bombs in a row. Like those are really bad power bombs. And I
How
do
many,
not,
Omar? How many?
3, bro. Like how do you fuck up your
Three,
finisher 3 times in a row and then he does a promo? I'll drop you on your head. No, bro. Like you don't do that on purpose. You're not supposed to drop someone on your head. That's the whole point of wrestling. Like, you know, like you botch those. Like that's not a good move. And I like him chopping for 9 minutes is not going to be good. And I don't know, like, is that really good storytelling? If you're telling, hey, like, kids, your hero, like, this guy that never gives up, and then you're gonna fucking give him up to the most mediocre guy that has ever, like, been a heel? Like, this guy has no personality. Like, I can name 4 heels off the top of my head that have more personality than Gunther. You know, and Dirty Dom having this final match would have been a little bit better, but that's just me.
You know what, Omar? I'm starting to think that you're not a Gunther fan.
Nah.
I'm just suspecting you. Okay, Aaron. Actually, I want to come to you last because you're a big Gunther guy. Fern,
Kunta.
why Gunther? Why was Gunther selected to be the guy to send Cena off? Okay,
I think
so. This is double pronged. Okay.
yeah.
Why, in your opinion, do you think it's Gunther? And who, in the alternative of Gunther, do you think would have been a better opponent for Cena?
Well, I think Gunther got chosen because in kind of like in my mind, he's the perfect like heel for John Cena. He's just this like evil dude, thinks he's the best, talks all this shit, right? Like I really like what he said on the last episode of Raw. That he gave John this props. He's like, you know what? He's like, you're the best sports entertainer ever. He's like, but you're facing the best professional wrestler ever. So he sees it differently. He doesn't see this as like a kind of like an entertainment business. He's there to kind of like just like beat you up, beat your body. That's why Omar's hating on the chops. That's part of his thing. He's there to like beat you down to a pulp. CM Punk in that SummerSlam match was beaten all the way up until Gunther started bleeding. But yeah, and then I really like that story about like Gunther has this thing where he likes to choke out his opponents. He makes people give up. He makes people tap. We saw it with LA Knight. And to go up against the guy who never gives up, never taps out. It's literally like Superman versus, one of his top villains. It's just perfect in my eyes. I think Gunther is a really good wrestler, contrary to what Omar thinks. I've seen him put on good matches, and I feel like it's been pretty evident in his Last Time Is Now tournament matches. He gave Solo Sikoa probably his best match in WWE since he's been there. But yeah, and in terms of like anyone else that could have faced Cena, I honestly feel like if we didn't get that AJ Styles match at Crown Jewel, that would have been perfect. Just because I feel like, well, now in hindsight, knowing what that match is, that match was pretty much just like a kind of like a love letter to wrestling. It was just them doing a bunch of moves, AJ doing a bunch of like TNA moves, Cena doing a bunch of like WWE moves from like his rivals and all that stuff. That to me would have been like a perfect ending to his career. But I like the way that they're going now. It kind of gives it more like of a storyline, makes you kind of want to believe in him a little more, and we'll see whether or not he gets defeated or whether or not he gets the best of Gunther.
All right, so let me read a little bit from the chat. Young Hennessy says that that's fire. Juan says, I got my jorts on. He says Gunther ain't a talent. Gunther looks like a default character that you get on the main menu of a video game. Shout out Omar for that.
He does, bro.
Aaron, that's funny. Aaron, why Gunther? And then so Fern said AJ Styles. In the alternative, other than Gunther, who do you think you would have liked?
Well, to answer your Gunther question, I like Gunther because he's how would I say this? A no-nonsense wrestler. He's not there to entertain you. He's not there to give you a banger. He's there clearly for business and beat your ass with fucking power bombs and chops. He doesn't give a fuck what you think about him. Like, oh, I'm a terrible wrestler. Oh, I don't do bad. He doesn't give a fuck. He's there to beat you down to a pulp, get the 3 count, get the title, and walk out. He's been champion. Well, this stat is pretty old. He's been champion for 80% of his time in WWE, including NXT and the main roster. That's probably grown now. It's probably like at 90 or 95% of his time in WWE being champion. That's because he's one of the best. Period. Who else has been champion 80% of the time in the WWE?
I don't know the answer to that. No, I
No
don't
one.
know.
No one. No one. He's the only one.
But it doesn't mean that he deserves to be. It doesn't mean okay, you can be the champion, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's been a good champion. It doesn't necessarily
He's been a
mean
fantastic champion. He's put over so many guys as champion. He put over Sami Zayn, losing
I
to
wasn't
Sami
around.
Zayn. He gave up his IC title. Then he put up Jey Uso at WrestleMania. He lost 2 WrestleMania matches to put over guys. He's putting in the work. Now it's his turn. Now it's his turn to put down Cena, make him looking up at the lights or make him tap out, and to fucking run this company for the next 10, 20 years as champion.
It sounds like you're rooting. It sounds like Aaron.
I'm
to
tired
me-
of this Gunther this Gunther. It makes zero sense to me. I'm done with it.
I don't care.
done with
We're gonna
it.
keep coming.
I don't give a fuck. I'm done with
Do you
it.
have your Gunther little wristbands?
No, I'm gonna buy a trench coat. I'm gonna buy a T-shirt. I'm a
Tidy
fucking
whities.
tidy whities. I'm the #1 Gunther fan now.
The
Okay,
Gunther army,
but-
like the
but-
Bella army.
But Aaron, it sounds like you're rooting for Gunther. It sounds like you want him to be the face of the company. It sounds like, in your opinion, he's held the belt and he deserves to be the belt to be the belt wearer, and that's a good position for him to have, for not just for him but for other wrestlers. That's what you're saying, right? Like
Yeah,
he's
and who's a better heel than Gunther right now?
Drew McIntyre.
AJ. What's his name? What's the guy like? Oh, Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is not really. He's a heel, but not to the people.
Randy
Nia
Orton, if he
Jax.
wanted to be a heel, would dominate and wipe the floor with Gunther.
Actually, Aaron.
Just
you
just
brought
be
up some
just
good points.
just be ready for Gunther to hold titles for a very long time.
I'm not.
And be ready for me to hate.
Yeah,
on
like
his ass.
It don't matter.
Look,
It don't matter
if
if
he-
he's holding a title.
if he comes out with a bedazzled trench coat, then maybe I'll be a fan. Like I'm just asking you to have a little bit of personality, dog.
He's not gonna give again. He's not gonna give you that.
Come out here.
He doesn't care what the audience thinks of him.
Like when he comes out in his
Literally.
suit, I'm like, okay, like you have a little bit of personality now. But then
But
he comes
does.
out in a trench coat
He drips out.
and he ruins it. Like I don't think. I think my issues with him as a wrestler.
I think you just hate trench coats.
I think yeah, I do. That's a long.
I think
And peacoats.
and peacoats.
And peacoats.
That's a
I think that's-
long-standing thing.
I think that has a bigger meaning, or like I think it's a trench coat thing.
I think, and it's also for me. I like the way WWE has booked heels. Like Gunther doesn't have to be this basic heel. He doesn't. Like he doesn't have to be this ring general that is like shoehorned into this European stereotype. Like he could go out there and be himself and just dominate without having to wear a trench coat and be the ringmaster. It's like to me,
I think it is a trench coat, bro.
It is. To me, it just seeps in like Vince McMahon booking. Like this is something that this guy came up with. That it sounded cool to one guy, and it isn't. Like the ring general is not cool to anyone. It's like the big dog to me. You know, like I see Gunther and his gimmick as like if you just change a little bit, if you give him a different heel gimmick, he could come back and be like a Roman Reigns that has that aura, but he's just not it right now. Like he hasn't been able to do that. If you give him a different finisher, like I remember when I first started watching him, I couldn't remember, you know, like what his finisher was. Like, is it the clothesline?
I don't know.
Is it the power bomb? Like, is it like give him something that's his, you know, that is not just gimmicky. And I think he will go over. So that's why I said, like, I think this is his chance with John Cena to have a banger and to redeem himself and to not botch a power bomb. Please don't botch it.
So Young Hennessy says, "I just don't like Gunther because he reminds me of JBL." Speaking of clothes.
I think that's a perfect example.
Okay, and then I'm gonna need you guys to explain that in a little bit. And then Juan says, if Gunther runs this business for the next 10 years, I'm taking another 10-year hiatus from WWE. I'm gonna be right behind you, bro. Just because he doesn't
Should get
care.
started
This
now.
is a good point. Just because Gunther doesn't care, it doesn't necessarily make it good entertainment or good. Like it doesn't.
Just because the
It's
WWE
just
is pushing him doesn't make it good. Like,
Go ahead, Fern.
I don't know. I just to me Gunther is just like Mr. like fundamentals. He's there to like he has and I kid you not, like he has a pretty like basic moveset, albeit together. So does Cena. Cena also has a basic moveset. He does really good with what he knows. He knows what to do, what he does. Going to like what Omar was saying about like not knowing what his finisher is, I kind of see that as a benefit because it's like
A
you don't
strength.
know exactly a strength. He could beat you with a clothesline, beat you with the rear naked choke, beat you with a power bomb. Let's go. You don't know like what to expect. You don't know where the finish is coming from, so it's like it kind of adds more to that. And then Gunther is just like in order to be able to build good guys and faces, you need a heel that is one like booked pretty strong, which is what Gunther tends to be. He tends to have these long title reigns, dominant title reigns, and everything. Then you have a face come in that they're trying to push, have them beat Gunther. That person gets catapulted to the main event. We'll see if they float up there. We saw that Jey Uso didn't, but I'm like that's not really on Gunther. Gunther did his job in terms of you're gonna get this man at WrestleMania. You're gonna put him over. He'll take it from here, and then from there on, it's on the other person. But Gunther to me is
What?
just really good.
Go ahead.
Like that's just probably the best way I could put it. His IC title reign to me, that was when I like first really started paying attention to him. Damn near every match was a banger, just because this guy would like beat you down and everything. It low key hurts to watch a Gunther match just because of like how hard he beats these people sometimes, and I kind of like that.
All right.
Not to get
He
all
likes
like
the violence,
all
bro.
weird and
I
everything.
got you.
Yeah, I'm like I
So,
like the violence.
so what? To me, this guy reminds me of William Regal. I would say that's his comp. I would say
William
that's
Regal
the
was a
comp.
good technical wrestler.
you were.
That's not an insult. Like
That
No,
was yeah.
let me rewind. A less talented, more hyped up William Regal.
But-
William Regal was highly technical. Gunther is pretending to be that. I think he wants people to think that. I haven't seen a lot of technical moves from him. I haven't. Admittedly, I haven't paid that much attention to him. I see karate chops. I see not karate chops. What do you
That
call
should
them?
crack me up.
Fucking
I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna
vergazos
lie.
or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they call them. Chops. I see power bombs. I see things like that. I don't see very much. Now, I haven't been watching wrestling. I just came back maybe about a year ago. I haven't been impressed with this guy. This is the first match with Solo Sikoa that I thought, okay. And I texted you guys, dude, like I had no idea Solo Sikoa could move like that. And from what I'm gathering, what you guys are saying is that it's as much Solo Sikoa as it is his opponent, right? And maybe there's something I don't know about Gunther. Maybe my distancing and my I don't know my absence from wrestling does not allow me to appreciate Gunther like that. Like maybe like you guys do, But that's just how I feel right now. Like I wish it wasn't Gunther. I wish it could have been somebody else. Omar, briefly. Okay, so we know how you feel about the Gunther match, but who do you think would have been a better send off for Cena?
I actually thought the AJ Styles shot was a good one. But even like just if we're booking like not reality, if someone like Edge would have been crazy. I know everyone saw those like fantasy bookings of like Edge coming back from AEW, and that wasn't gonna happen. But
These people are dumb.
yeah, but I mean,
Wow, Aaron's on one today. Aaron, why were you laughing at me
Bro.
saying what's his? Say it, get it off your chest, so I can make you look silly. Go, come on.
Wait, no, I'm at like people who thought Edge was gonna return, bro. He's literally signed to another company, bro. Like he's signed to another company, the rival company, and you think I'm not.
That's why he says it's not reality.
Mikey said I forgot about Regal, but for real, that like I think that's how
I'm telling you.
That's how like small that gimmick is, and they're trying to push it to the main event, and it's like that's not a main event gimmick. Like, like you gotta be a little bit cooler than that. But yeah. That said,
Okay.
I know we all predict that Gunther's winning, right? Pretty much.
No.
No,
No.
you don't? How do you?
Damn, this Cena hater
I know that's
wants Cena to
interesting.
win.
Bro.
The
That's
Gunther hate
crazy.
overrides. It's the good equation.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
If in a competition of hatred,
Yeah.
I just like Gunther more than I mean, Go ahead. Go ahead, Omar.
How would you guys feel if Cena wins? Like
So
if that's what Gunther's role is again with Cena, is to put him over
put him over.
one last
Yeah.
time. And to me, it's like, I don't think this is gonna happen, but that would make me personally happy. It's like, give me one last time that Cena overcomes the bad heel, that Cena overcomes. And then if Gunther loses, have him
That's
leave
over.
for 3 months, throw away his trench coat and his fucking tidy whities, and then come back and like have a new gimmick or something. Like, but it also allows that Cena character to happen. But I know WWE, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna crush my dreams and spit on them and have me get choked, to have Cena get.
And Aaron's
choked
gonna
out.
be happy.
Yeah. And then Triple H is gonna be sweating and wiping his fucking bald head happily back there.
So you guys mentioned something interesting about Seth Rollins and how he's kind of a heel, but he's not really. And from what I'm gathering from you guys is that Gunther is more of a traditional heel,
He's pretty traditional.
Exactly.
and Cena is like right now he's the opposite side of the spectrum. So I could see why they would put those forces together.
It's like,
I think that
who was Hulk Hogan's like
The Iron
heel?
Sheik, the fucking
Exactly.
Sergeant Slider. That's
Andre the Giant,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I was gonna say.
Anti-America. Like, this is the perfect heel for Cena.
And that's why I don't like it. It's archaic. It's propaganda. It's childish. You could do more than that. Like, we're not in the
First of-
80s.
In Washington
First
D.C.
of all, y'all got to
too.
take off your hats when you talk about my hero.
Like-
Okay, Hulk Hogan.
In Washington D.C. Thank you. Like, what?
And respect him.
Like,
Put some
what-
respect.
We're not in a Rocky movie where the American hero takes down the European. Like, bro, like, we're a little bit more new. It's fucking 2025. You gotta have a little bit more fucking, like, that's not good storytelling.
That's one thing I am kind of scared about, to be honest. The fact that they're having it in Washington D.C. and like WWE's kind of connections to the Republican,
Jesus?
to the
A lot of people.
to the Republican side and everything. I'm hoping the Orange Man isn't there, and if he is, I hope he gets booed out the fucking building. But the worst thing that
Don't
they
say
could
anything,
do,
Omar.
the worst thing
No.
that they could do for this is turn this into a fucking glorified MAGA rally. Like, don't
good
do
point.
that, please. Like, keep that shit off. I understand the whole like John Cena announced the death of Bin Laden. He's literally the Mr. USA and everything, right? He's the patriot going up against some foreign dude. They categorize all the Europeans together. It's still kind of that US versus the world type of thing, but keep it at wrestling. Don't include any politicians, please.
Aaron,
I don't need them here.
That's a really good point, Aaron. And I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put you on the spot here, because you don't like that kind of smoke. But I'm going to put it on you. What would it mean? Because I think I understand what going over there means to you, what this match means to you, what this farewell tour has mean to you. What would it mean to you if the Cheeto Jesus is there, and John Cena turns to him and goes, what would it mean to you?
I don't know, because I don't see that happening at all. Like,
But-
I've seen like, I've watched past 2 days. I've watched 5 hours of Cena interviews, and from that, I kind of like gave me an idea of the kind of person he is. Like, he is not into politics. I know that there's a video going around of someone asking him a question about Trump. He's like completely shut it down. Like, no, I'm not answering that. Please go away. Like, I just don't see that happening.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we right now I mentioned something, and I think we should talk about it. The farewell tour. Let's start out with Aaron. Aaron, what are your thoughts of the entire farewell tour? Like, how would you grade it?
How many small packages?
How many how many bricks?
So I don't know. Hold on. Let me. Let me
Okay, so
interrupt
like,
with the chat and just say someone said Sleepy Orange Man and he's having trouble staying awake right now. That just made me
I'd
laugh.
laugh my ass off. I think everybody will. You know,
They're saying he has like some sort of dementia or something.
Yeah.
Apparently,
he
I don't
has a
know.
lot of things.
This is what I've heard. But his physicals are great though.
All right, Aaron, what do you think about this farewell? You know what? I'll start. Let me piss y'all off. He's selfish. Aaron, Cena was being selfish. This is supposed to be a farewell. He took over. He wants the spotlight for himself. His ego needed this. He wanted everybody in the world to clap and say his name one more time. He didn't need all this. He didn't need a year of crappy ass wrestling and crappy ass matches. Like it's a flop. I would argue that it's a flop. He flopped with his heel turn. He flopped at WrestleMania. His wrestling with I can't remember one good match with him.
Well,
I would call this a tremendous, incredible flop. That's what I would call this.
what
And
would
that's
you
just me.
rate it in overall in packages? And
This is like in Gunther territory for me, you know. And William Regal Jr. fucking territory.
Can we get
here.
like a full package, a full small package, or is it
a
half?
half package? Like what?
The tape around the package?
You don't even get the full package. You just get
No.
like you just get the label.
tape.
What about the label?
Yeah.
You just
I mean, just enough so it could say flop, you know. But
Okay.
what do you think, Aaron? What do you think about this farewell tour?
I think I give this, and I've been thinking about this for the past week, and like looking at the list of matches and watching his interviews and explaining why things happen. And now that I have all that information, I give this a solid 8.5, maybe 9 packages, small packages.
We're only going at 5.
out of 10.
Okay, 4.5 packages or 4 packages.
Okay, tell us why. Tell us why you would give it that.
Okay, let's go through the matches.
Do it.
So the first match, the Royal Rumble. It wasn't like on one, but like
Okay,
the Royal
yeah.
Rumble.
You're gonna talk about the matches. Okay, here comes the deep water. Let me take a breath. Okay, go.
This is what I'm excited about.
The Royal Rumble. He makes it to the last 2, and Jey Uso wins it. Everybody was pissed, whatever.
Except for me and Aaron.
Yeah. And then we have the Elimination Chamber, which included CM Punk, Seth Rollins. Was Drew in there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drew
Yeah.
and Logan, right?
And your
I
boy
think
Damien Priest.
was Damien in there? Yeah.
Damien,
Mr. Webber.
Damien Priest. That was a good match. The ending was really good. Then we go to that's when the heel turn happened. That was probably one of the biggest moments in WWE history. Because again, Cena turned heel. Then we have this is where it gets weird. Then we had Cena and Cody at WrestleMania 41. And what do we all said about that match?
Wasn't good.
It
It wasn't good, right?
It was pretty boring, to be honest.
It was boring. Then we had Cena and Randy. That was a good match. Then we had Cena versus R-Truth. That's probably the only match I was like, what the fuck? Why R-Truth?
This is the one at Saturday
Night's main event. I don't remember that match, to be honest. Then we had Cena and Logan versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso at Money in the Bank. That was a solid match
That was a pretty good match. Yeah.
for a tag match. Then we had another Cena and Rollins on a SmackDown. No, not Rollins.
Ron
R-Truth.
Killings.
Yeah, Ron Killings. I don't remember. Then we had Cena and Punk, his wrestling soulmate. at Night of Champions. That was a solid match. Then we had Cena and Cody at SummerSlam. 5-star match.
No.
Then we had Cena and Cody versus Drew and Logan on a SmackDown. For a tag match, that was good. Then we had Cena and Logan. Surprisingly good. Very good.
Boo.
Then we had Cena and Sammy on a SmackDown in Chicago. Fucking banger. Then we had Cena and Brock. It was okay.
That mid.
Then we had Cena and Styles, which was, like Fern said, that was a wrestling, or what'd you say?
Tribute.
Wrestling.
Love letter to wrestling.
Love letter to wrestling. That was perfection. Then we had Cena and Dom on Raw. Then we had Cena, Mysterio, and Sheamus versus the Judgment Day on Raw.
That one was good.
Then we had
match.
Cena and
Like that one.
Dom at Survivor Series. Now we have the last match. So looking at this list and like listening to what he said like on his interviews, like for Cody and Cena at Mania, I mean, he was heel. The whole point of him turning heel was to not give you what you wanted, because everyone like, oh, he's turning heel. We want new music, new merch, new whatever. Like, no, we're not gonna give you that. And also, I'm not gonna give you a good match. I'm gonna give you what needs to happen, and it's me beating Cody. And this was the first match. Like he said, this was their first chapter of their story. Like, you don't finish a book in the first chapter, because they know the big payoff is at SummerSlam when they give us that fucking crazy ass match.
Yeah.
So like,
To kind of add on to that, it's funny because I was thinking about it in terms of like him being like, you know, the whole point of that WrestleMania match was to kind of, I think he had said in an interview, it's like, if I'm gonna ruin wrestling, he's like, let me ruin the most kind of like prized spot, which is the main event of WrestleMania.
and hurt
And
like
he
hurt you
literally
where
did that.
hit you where it hurts.
And the way I kind of think about it was like the way, because I felt the way the crowd felt when he won the IC title in Boston, I feel like is what that arena or that stadium should have been in WrestleMania for his 17th world title. I don't know about you guys, but he won that 17th world title, and it was kind of like meh, you know.
That
It
was the
wasn't
whole
as
point.
special. I know that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm giving him credit for that. I'm like, something that is historic that is probably never gonna get touched for decades and decades, maybe even like centuries. Of his 17th world title, in a way, got like ruined because it wasn't a good match. It wasn't as, you know, as fulfilling as it should have been. And like, you know, the match sucked, but he you know, he did what he needed to do, which was, you know, ruin it.
Well,
Ruin wrestling.
and
He
I
had said it, so.
and I think that's a good point, because in those same interviews, he even said that like, I messed up, right? Like I had this idea of what this heel turn was supposed to be, and then we pivoted, and then we made these adjustments, and then we had these matches after that were better. I fucked up. Like, we tried to do the Brock Lesnar match, and then the fan reaction wasn't good, so they pivoted to the AJ Styles thing. So he's admitting in itself that that was a crappy move. That was not a good move to like, his little artistic idea of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ruin wrestling by having a shitty match, just didn't hit. Like, it was whack for us in the crowd. Like, me and Aaron were there, and so were you. Like, so many people were watching it live, and like you said, Fern, it just felt like something so historic just felt whack. Like, man, I should have remembered that a little bit more.
So I think what's happening, I don't want to say this is what's happening, but it kind of reminds me of that. Like, a lot of times I'm forgetting what it's like you try to rewrite something after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, you try to
Hindsight.
reframe something. So like there was a shitty ass match and it sucked, but then you can say, oh, that's what I wanted to do intentionally. I actually wanted to suck, you know? Like, that was my whole deal, you know? And it's just like, no, you just suck.
No, he told
And
you
you
when he
wanna-
turned heel, I'm going to
What did
ruin
he say?
professional wrestling.
That doesn't
I'm
necessarily
going
mean
I'm going to ruin it,
doesn't
and I
necessarily mean sucking. You know,
Well, I mean,
Oh, it
I
does.
think it does mean that, but it just fell flat. Like your idea was just wasn't good. Like sometimes the
the,
ideas happen, and then like they are executed, and they just aren't a good like match, and that's fine. But that said, I do agree with Aaron that a lot of these outside of the big like flops were actually pretty cool, like the elimination chamber moment. Like I was actually looking back and like this whole year, because we started the small package like around the time that
Yeah.
Cena like got announced his retirement. So we've been following it pretty closely, and like when I was creating the thumbnails for like all of this, it's like you got to see like us follow his heel turn with The Rock. Us follow him like have these shitty matches, but then also have these decent matches, right? Like for me, the Randy Orton match was fun. The Cody Rhodes match was fun. Like those were decent matches, and also like I had friends over and we watched the John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and Sheamus match, and like I think Juan's on the chat right now, but I'd like to think that it got him like back into like wrestling again. Is that match, like getting it back into it and having like that fun of it. And I think that's been the cool aspect of this, farewell tour, is that it's giving us fans an opportunity to like say bye to the John Cena character, and like he mentioned in those interviews, like it's never been done before. Like no wrestler has ever retired. Like I actually tell my dad, like, Dad, he's retiring, and my dad's like, Nah, he's not retiring. Like siempre dicen eso, siempre dicen eso. Like he even knows like about wrestlers. Like that's not what they do. So I think it's a cool opportunity for us.
And I
so
feel like it's like
Fern.
a
Okay.
good blueprint to like wrestlers who hard have a hard time to like let it go. Like this gives them the opportunity to like say this is my last year, and kind of like I guess ease into the last match, already knowing that after this I'm done. Like I was kind of thinking that the other day because like for example like the Undertaker, like how hard was it for him to retire?
Yeah.
Maybe if we had this like long like this year long farewell tour, like maybe it would have been way easier. So I wonder if like maybe other wrestlers kind
Well,
of like pick this up.
in a purely human stance, like I think it's a really good blueprint to set for your colleagues, right? Like to say like, bro, I know we wrestlers have issues transitioning out of this lifestyle like after, and we have issues, like not saying no to WWE and to the ring. Maybe I could be the first person that actively says no, and it could set the precedent for others in the future. And it's like healthy for them, like they're not wrestling until they're 70 or 60. Like they're cutting at 48, and that's good.
Oh, Omar, you said you had friends over. Juan says that keep in mind we were drunk.
Hey, I told Juan that he was like,
Hey, watching wrestling drunk is fucking
Hey, do
amazing.
I ever watch it sober? Like, what's going on? Like,
I do. Maybe that's why y'all. Maybe that's why Cena sucks. So, and this is an interesting point. He says Cena is literally the goat.
well,
What you talking about? I think he's talking to not me. Not
yeah.
Juan.
The only Cena
He
hater.
might have done it for himself, but I'm also willing to bet lots of fans wanted this too, since Cena is very popular, except for Gwex. I feel like he's talking to me here. Now, I'm gonna ask this. This question is for Fern. Now, Omar brought up a good point with Juan and some people coming back after being gone. So I think from what I'm gathering from you guys, this farewell tour is giving Cena something. It's giving other wrestlers something, and it's giving the older fans something. Fern, do you think that this farewell tour brought back, I don't want to say newer fans maybe, but fans that had maybe been gone for a while? Do you guys know of that? That have come back just to watch
Uh,
the farewell tour?
Probably. I know it's definitely more kind of like known. Just because Cena's such a like even if you don't like watch WWE, you kind of know who this dude is. Everybody knows the you can't see me. People know about John Cena. So I feel like it does kind of draw people back. Um, I know there's sometimes that a lot of people can just kind of get away from it just as you grow up. I know I took a break when I grew when I quote unquote grew up. Um, Actually, what brought me back to it was Aaron and another friend that we have, Daniel. They just always talk about it. And then at one point, Aaron was like, "Come to the show with me." It was an AW show. I went. I like realized I'm like I'm like, I really like this stuff. Then you start catching up on everything, and I honestly feel like even if like let's say I didn't go to that show with him, I feel like even just Cena like retiring would have just brought me back, because to me he was just always like he's a childhood hero. I feel like for most people, he's Superman pretty much. He's the invincible guy. You want to see him win and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I honestly have been seeing a bunch of stuff from like people that you wouldn't think would really be into wrestling, talking about some like man, on Saturday everybody's gonna be shedding tears. I saw a video of someone being like, we need to put something on the grill, open up a few beers and everything. I'm like, it's gonna be, you know, in a way, a lot of people that are like around our age or even like a little older are gonna be saying goodbye to this dude that you've known for most of your childhood. So
So, so Aaron mentioned something, Fern, and he said that he was already looking at bars around the arena. Will you be joining him?
oh yeah, oh yeah, we're gonna be we're gonna be
Gonna get
deep in
schmezzed?
those yeah, we'll see how we get back to the hotel. You know,
if
we'll
if
probably
Walk
have
it,
to
bro. Fuck it.
walk it in
30
some
degrees.
snow,
Yeah, bro.
in some snow probably.
so like
Um,
so like in 10 like in 30 seconds or less, Aaron, or you can take your time actually with this one. You the Fields train. Are you firmly on it?
To be honest, it still hasn't it hit me fully yet. Like like I know he's retiring, but until like I see him fucking tap and you know see him stand up and like kind of just look around like, bro, this is it. That's the last time. I think that's when I'm really gonna feel it because at this moment, I honestly I don't, because we've been talking about it for a whole year. Oh, Cena's retiring, but like I I feel like until I actually see it in front of me, like that's when it's gonna hit me.
Okay, Fern, on the Fields train. Have you gotten like, little symptom here, little
oh yeah,
thinking about Cena leaving? I mean, talk to us about that.
yeah. What's called? I definitely feel like during his
Fern, I
heel
wanted to
run.
interrupt you. Omar's already on the Fields train. Look at him. go,
I feel you, bro.
go ahead, Fern.
Oh,
Look.
I definitely feel like during his during his heel run, you definitely didn't like, I guess, feel that. The moment when I like really started to kind of like feel it again was that SummerSlam match when he came out and he fooled us with the Titantrons being all black, and he had been talking about like the SmackDown before. He's like, "You want the old John Cena back?" He's like, "You'll get him on SummerSlam." And then when the music dropped, and then you saw the colors come out, as soon as you started running to the ring, like Loki started tearing up, and then he had a great match. And I remember this moment that like near the end of it, this was like after Brock had come out and everything. He just kind of like turned around, looked at the crowd, and just went
Mm.
like just took an imaginary picture. And then like from then on, my girlfriend can be a testament to this. Almost every entrance that he's had, I've like been kind of tearing up a little bit. On some cases more than others, just because you start to kind of like realize like, damn, like for that AJ Styles match, I was like, this is gonna be like such a good match. Just seeing him come out and everything, seeing the love he gets from the crowd, you kind of see it like the happiness that he gets from it too. And every time he comes out, it feels like for him it starts kind of setting in too. Um, but yeah, just knowing that like after that SummerSlam match, you only had X amount of dates left. Every entrance was so sacred from that point on that now you're rooting for this guy. He's not a heel anymore. He's a face. You want to see him win and all this stuff. Um, yeah, honestly, I've been on the Fields train. Saturday, it might be like the worst it'll ever get.
So Omar Juan says, I haven't watched wrestling since I was 10, and I'm going to watch Cena's last match. Omar says he's a conductor of the Fields train. All aboard.
True,
Now,
true.
look, Omar and I were watching that SummerSlam match together, and he had a similar reaction to the one you had, Fern, where As soon as Cena and his Skittles fucking thing was back
Fruity
with his
Pebbles.
colors, yeah,
It's Fruity Pebbles. Yeah.
with Fruity Pebbles, Omar, he started tearing up. He started tearing up next to me. He got up and he started like walking around like this. He started going, "Yeah, this is what I need."
Yeah, I'm
So
tearing
Omar,
up thinking about this shit, bro. Like,
and Omar was like, "This is what I need." Omar said, "This is what I need," and I was like, "Bro, you're exaggerating." I remember, and he's like, "Nah," And
no.
so like, Omar, so it sounds like it wasn't just you that, because I know that you didn't like the heel turn. I know that you didn't like how it was done, but I think you didn't like the fact that he did it,
Well,
and you were opposed to it. And then, what did you feel when you saw that he was fully all the way being sorry ass John Cena? I should have been nicer with the with the thing, but back to that. What did that moment feel for you,
uh,
in your own words?
Well, like for me, it wasn't. I was actually really excited for the heel turn, but I think the way he executed it, like I mentioned, was just not. It didn't hit right. Like I was one of those people that had lofty expectations for that heel turn, and it just didn't happen. And obviously, like in the interviews, he explained why. Like there's a longer storyline. He only had a year worth of calendar dates to tell that story, so he did what he could. Yada yada yada. But that's why I didn't like it, because it's like, bro, if you're gonna change the John Cena character, like at least do it well. At least to make it like something that I could buy in, where I like enjoy this heel character. Because I like a good heel, like I enjoy that. So I think that's why like him coming back and him letting like exactly what Fern said, like that week before, like giving the little nugget, like you'll see the John Cena coming up, and him coming out as the hero again is like, like when Spidey fucking got rid of the black symbiote, or like when your hero like triumphs from that shit, and like is back to his roots. And I think like that was kind of what I was expecting from this run overall, is like him paying homage to himself and what he means to me as a hero, and what he means to hundreds of kids and grown men, coming out as a face and those type of things. And like I think he did, at least in that part of going from heel and then to face again, that was incredibly well executed, because it made me so fucking happy. Like that was 100% genuine, like being able to like see his Titantron and see him run one more time and see the camera angle, and like have him look at the camera and say, let's go to work. Like that shit hits, bro. Like bro, like this is one of the last times I'm gonna see him say that live. And like I've mentioned before, like it's also different because back in the day, like I didn't watch these PLEs. Like I watched these things through WWE.com on results, and I would watch the video package. So it hits a little different to be able to like watch him live, when watching him in a PLE was such a coveted thing before. It was such something that like, oh man, I get to see a John Cena match at WrestleMania, and like a title match, and usually I just see him on Raw, and now it's like a regular thing. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. So Aaron, what would it mean for you? What do you think you're gonna feel when you hear when the screen goes black or everybody's quiet and you feel the anticipation of the crowd, and that beat's gonna drop, and you're gonna hear the doom doom? Have you thought of that moment?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be balling. I'll be balling
Even before?
Before, yeah.
What are you gonna be balling for?
I already know. Like during his entrance, I'm gonna fucking cry. I'm like, bro, it's gonna be like the worst day, but like the best day at the same time. Cause like, yes, he's retiring, but like, I was there.
So you're gonna yeah, man, that's dope. What do you want to add something, Fern? I know you're chomping
Yeah,
at the bit.
I feel like it's hella funny because on the new iPhone you can like record like forwards and like your face at the same time, and it's funny
I
because
didn't know
I'm
that.
thinking, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it's pretty cool. I'm thinking of like taking a video of his entrance and trying to get
Do
like
it.
my reaction too, but I'm so scared that I'm gonna just be ugly crying the whole time that I'm gonna just ruin that video for myself. I'm like, I'm not gonna want to look back at it. Like, but like, yeah, I feel like
I'm
it'd
glad
be
you
really
specified,
funny.
fool. Ugly
Yeah,
crying.
like, yo, no, I'm ugly crying. It's funny because in front of my girlfriend, I try to like hold it. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, no, I'm
But
good.
you're not.
But I'm not. But I'm not.
Hey, are y'all good?
No,
Thumbs
we're
up
not.
if y'all know.
No, I'm not. I just
Aaron,
texted
are y'all good? Aaron, are you good?
I'm good right now. I'm telling you though, when I hear those trumpets play, it's game over. Don't text me. Don't ask me for a picture, bro. I'm gonna be busy crying.
Fern, are you
Yeah.
good, bro? Are you on the field straight?
I'm good.
You
I'm good
too.
right now. I'm like, let me. I feel like honestly, as soon as I get in the arena, just like kind of knowing that like, damn, like I'm here. It's gonna happen in an hour or so. From whenever we get in, just yeah, it's gonna start kind of hitting. It might hit when I buy that shirt
You gonna buy
when
a
we go to
shirt?
that store. Oh yeah, I'm getting the whole thing. I'm getting the
I
hat,
imagine.
some more
I'll go also.
sweatbands.
That's the way to
Hey,
do
Young
it.
Hennessy says we've been emotional the last 2 streams, y'all. I think he's emotional too.
Facts. I will say though that it's pretty cool that Aaron, and has been able to kind of follow a lot of John Cena's last matches, going to these things live and getting footage and shit. And I know Fern, you gone to a lot of them too, so I think that's hella dope that you all have been able to see this shit like
Fern,
in the stadium.
if you can catch that footage, are you sitting next to Aaron?
Yeah, we got seats right next to each other.
If y'all, dude, if y'all grab that footage, bro, yeah, y'all, it's
And then
that'd
also
be no, like I see it like al chile way, like it'll
No,
be
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I'm not laughing, dude, but it's some real shit,
No, I
Like,
feel
and-
I feel like it
and
just be so genuine. Like it's
that's what
just
I'm saying.
it's just like
It-
my genuine feelings just kind of coming out. It's gonna be ugly, but that's just how it is in the moment.
Fern, don't look at me. Just don't make eye contact with me, bro.
it's okay to cry.
Why not?
fellas.
Look at him, fool.
It's okay
Give
to
me that
cry.
face.
It's okay.
We're gonna
Hey,
be like
man.
those drunk Theos, just like one arm on top of each other.
But this is the thing, bro. Like, what I want to add to this is like, wrestling might be predetermined, but what y'all are feeling is like, what Mikey's feeling, what Juan's feeling, And I don't feel it, you know what I mean? But I can see the emotion. I can hear the emotion. Mikey's right. You guys have been on the Fields train for a couple of weeks now.
For a year.
The emotion that
my
Omar showed at
broski.
SummerSlam. Yeah, the emotion that Omar showed at SummerSlam, I couldn't believe it. Like, he was genuinely. And then the last stream, he was like, "Oh no, we're getting close to the end." And then he slumped down on the chair, bro. And he was like, "Oh."
We're like a few
Look
days
at-
away, bro. It gets crazy.
Next Saturday he'll be done, and I'll be happy, and the world will be free of John Anthony Felix Senior Cena.
And
Okay,
it's rumored to open the show, which
Yeah.
at first I was like, that's fucking bullshit. He should main event. But like, actually thinking about it, like maybe that's not a bad idea because if he main events, like I feel like the other matches, which has a potential to be all of them to be fucking bangers because they had their NXT stars versus the main roster, like it's just gonna be overlooked. So if you just start with the Cena match, get the crying over with, and just continue the show and have a banger of a
just
show, I
continue
feel
crying
like
the rest of the night.
yeah, I feel like maybe that's the way to go.
All right, so
I agree. Bangers. It's gonna be bangers. Obafemi is gonna fucking show the world why he's
Bro, that tag match, bro. Like I don't know if you guys know much about Leon Slater
Oof.
from TNA.
Mhm.
Jesus, bro, him and Javon Evans are such a good team together.
They could go.
To then be facing Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. When that match got announced, I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm like
Break the
the Soruka Bailey match. I'm like, I'm gonna see Obafemi live. I kinda want Obafemi to beat Cody Rhodes, to be honest.
Me too. It's
Somehow,
non-canon.
some way.
It's
Yeah,
non-canon.
it's non-canon, just have him beat him for fun,
Yeah.
so Juan says, Omar, look at what I texted you and show them.
What is it? Let me see. You said Aaron and Fern on Saturday.
literally.
Hey, can you Photoshop Cena shirts on there?
I know. I guess it works.
No, we don't need a Photoshop. We'll take that picture crying.
Actually,
Take
No,
it live.
Photoshop shirts on there. And just be like,
No,
"Ooh,
we'll
you
wear
know?"
the shirt and take the actual picture. That was
Do it,
crying.
bro. Do
when
it.
when we're at the bar, just like with the beers in our hand.
Cena left me. Not no girl, you know. Cena.
Oh,
So-
funny.
There's a couple of questions that that you guys asked, and they're kind of just kind of straightforward. But I think I want to pivot onto this. Why is Cena? Why do people like me dislike Cena? And I wouldn't say that
You're old.
that these are the same people that I missed it.
You said you're old without hesitation.
Wow.
The only reason.
First of all, you're 30. Okay?
And
So
jealousy.
there's that.
I think it's jealousy more.
What? Look at my
can't.
hair. I didn't go to Turkey.
Well, look. Listen.
Okay, no, wait, no, wait, Omar,
Because
wait.
Weddle's CM Punk. So that's John
Every time
Cena's
y'all
biggest
say that, it
rival.
wounds me, bro. Y'all wound me. If there's somebody that like in the totem pole of wrestlers, there's Cena, and then there's like CM Punk, like right there, you know, like just at the bottom.
Well,
Anyway,
why don't you explain to us? We can't answer for you. Why
no,
don't
no,
you
like
him?
no, but I wanted to ask you guys like the origin of the "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." Like, where did that come from? Like, can you guys? I'll have Aaron. Aaron, tell us what's the origin of that? What is that supposed to mean, and why? Or like even when he comes out, John Cena sucks. You know, like what happened there? Like, why did that become so popular?
I think, or the main reason I think is because his 5 moves of doom. Like he can't really do much in the ring. He's not super athletic, but like with
Well, he
those 5
sucks.
moves, he can do a lot and tell like very good stories in the ring, and that's what makes him one of the best. Because he's very limited, but he can put on a show and fucking rock the house like versus Cody at SummerSlam. Like, bro, that stadium was going crazy. And I guess like people didn't like that of him winning also. Like, why is this guy winning with can't really do much? And I feel like that's where it came from. A lot of people have a lot of different reasons why they don't like him. But like I feel like maybe that's one of the main reasons why.
Because he's not a good wrestler. You can say it.
Well, I think they.
Wait, Omar, hold on. Omar, hold on. You can say it, Aaron.
No, I'm not. He's a good wrestler because he puts
He's a good
ass in
entertainer,
seats.
as your boy Gunther says.
Well, yeah, he's a sports entertainment.
It's just like Hulk Hogan and
That's the business.
that.
Exactly.
Take off your hat when you talk about Terry Bollea.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan only had the fucking leg drop.
And
The leg
Who,
drop. Yeah.
who wins with a leg drop?
And then that's like always the argument that people had. It's like, okay, he's the company guy that they're pushing, but he's not necessarily the best wrestler. Like you have Macho Man that's better, or like these guys that are actually better in ring.
Ricky
That's
Steamboat.
Ricky, yeah, and that's always like the argument against John Cena. It's like, okay, like this is the guy that makes money, but is he really the best in ring? It's like obviously like no one's gonna say he's fucking like fucking RVD
William
in
Regal.
there. Yeah, or William fucking Regal, or like like he's John Cena and that's kind of his gimmick. But that's what makes WWE like that WWE style is that situation.
I mean, it's the WWE way. It's been like that forever.
And they always try to find something. Like they did it with Roman, they did it with. They're doing it with Cody now. Like there's always this hoorah, white meat, like go kiss the troops in the forehead, like guy.
But like, so there was a movement. Was that a movement of resistance, I guess, towards Cena? Was there a time period where people were go ahead and go ahead, Fernando? Like, what was happening in those years? And around what time? Like, was it in the middle? Was it in the beginning?
So,
was it towards the end?
I wanna say it was around, probably, correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron, like around the 2010s.
I would
Like,
say even
around-
earlier than that. I would
There's sometimes it'd be a little earlier.
argue his whole career from like 2006 to now.
Yeah, but I know more of it like more prominently in the 2010s, just because by that point he had been like an established name in the main event scene for so long. People grew kind of stale of Cena. They wanted to see like I guess like other people kind of like come up and everything. And it's funny because on a lot of those matches, whenever you'd hear that "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," the Cena sucks would be some really deep voices because it'd be all the adults, and then you'd hear the "Let's go Cena," and it'd be all
Let's
the
go
high pitched
Cena.
voices. Yeah, it'd be all the kids. It'd be all the kids saying "Let's go Cena." So like it was just that kind of discrepancy of like the kids loved Cena, but a lot of the adults were like, "Get this dude out of here!" Like they're kind of like tired of him. You see it a lot, like whenever people chant like during his theme song that John Cena sucks. It'll
Yeah.
be a lot in like kind of hostile territory. Um, you
Define
know,
hostile.
where like let's say the person that he's facing is the hometown favorite. So like the match I always go to is that Money in the Bank CM Punk versus John Cena match in Chicago. Punk is born in Chicago. That whole crowd was for him. Cena in that kind of like case, I guess, was the face, but in that town, he was the heel. Like nobody in that in that arena probably wanted Cena to win. So it's like situations like that. People grew tired of him, especially in the PG era where like he'd get super kind of PG to the point where like it'd get corny sometimes. People just didn't like where the I guess the company was going, and the face of that company was John Cena. But and whether they liked it or not, Cena was kind of like their best, I guess, like moneymaker. He kept them afloat for those years. So without that, who knows if the company still kind of is alive. But yeah, all that kind of gave way to all these newer people coming in, and then as that happens, Cena gets older. He has to kind of step back a little bit. Other people take the shine. That's when like I think around that time the Shield was really like coming up. Or I think they had just split because I think Roman was getting pushed as the big guy now, and then even he got
The
resistance.
big dog.
So it's like yeah, there's a lot of times that like the guy that the company wants to push, the crowd can sometimes like see through that and be like, that's not our guy. No matter like how much you want it to be our guy, that's not going to be our guy.
Like
But
me with Gunther.
But also, that's what
Go ahead,
makes
Eric.
someone the GOAT. Because he's been booed his entire career, but never once cracked. Never let it get to him. Because like I just rewatched Cena versus Triple H at WrestleMania 22. That was like 2006, 2007. Like Triple H was the heel. He was a heel. Cena was the babyface, and throughout that match, Cena was getting booed. And then also versus John Cena versus RVD at ECW,
Mhm.
like bro, that
When
was
I
a
stand, yeah.
I remember
that's a
that.
hostile crowd. Like bro, they didn't crack. That fool stood his ground, and that's
Is that
again
is that the event where it said if Cena wins we riot? I
Riot,
remember that.
yeah. Like he didn't, and same thing. The one that Fern just mentioned versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank and Chicago. Like CM Punk in Chicago is untouchable. Like it's either with CM Punk or you're dead to us. Like he's never cracked. He always stood his ground. That's like one of the reasons why he's maintained the level that he's been at and always been that face of that company.
Okay. All right. This is a question, and I want you guys to respond to it briefly. Omar, who do you think is the next John Cena?
Iker. Imagine.
Do you see anybody? Well,
I,
do you see anybody within WWE or anywhere else in the wrestling universe? Do you see anybody else that can turn into that?
in
Not
terms of
necessarily like him, but
in,
have a career like him.
in terms of longevity, I don't know if there will ever be someone like that. I'm sure if there is, it would be some. It would have to be someone like a Dom Mysterio who's been in the like hit
Do you
the.
say Dom?
I think that's the closest thing. Like right now, in terms of longevity, like what we could
As a
possibly,
heel?
uh, just in terms of like being the face and like having a long term impact in the company. But as a face, just like as they call it, a white meat clean baby face. Like he already has a successor, and I think they did. Like Cody was the guy that they found to take that over,
Okay. So,
and I think Cody, although is probably not going to have the long-standing like GOAT impact that John Cena has, he does have a different impact. That this will literally left and started his own wrestling promotion. Like this was legacy. It's totally different, right? And he came back, and now he's like the undisputed question, without question, face of the company. He's on all the marketing, and I see him being that until he can't anymore, right? And I think like that's kind of the route that WWE is gonna go, and I think that's why like those matches that he had with Cody were cool, because it was kind of like a shaking of the hands and passing of the torch, but also like they were friends. Like Cody was like a friend to John Cena, and said that like that was one of his mentors, so that's pretty cool too. But yeah, I think those are the two like right now that we have that potentially could make a big impact like them. And then also, I think Randy Orton, just in terms of who has as much of an impact already, like that you can't like understate how big and how consistent Randy has been. Like I think he's at 15 world championships to Cena's 17. He's had just as long of as a career as a heel, and like I think like he should have a send off in a similar fashion to John Cena, and could probably go down as like one of the heel goats, like if not the heel goat for WWE.
What do you think, Aaron?
I was gonna say Cody too. He's probably the closest one as of now, because like when they were feuding, like the whole point of like the storyline was like, you copied me, like you stole my blueprint of how to be successful, and like he did, like Cody's doing everything Cena did, like, but what I mean about that, like he's doing the little things, like staying after the show, giving autographs and doing appearances and like all those things that make you like the perfect WWE superstar and the face of the company. Like I feel like Cody's the closest one right now.
Okay, what do you think, Fern?
Yeah, I agree with Omar and Aaron. Cody is obviously the guy. That moment at the SummerSlam match at the end of it, handed him the title in a way, like passing the torch and everything. Um, in a way, yeah, like Cody's just kind of like the ultimate good guy right now. He is in a way like the face of the company. He's there, you know, a lot of other shows. Some people I guess could argue that like Roman is the face of the company. The only issue with Roman is he's not there.
Yeah.
Cena was a guy that was always there. He'd be at every show and everything. As Aaron would say, like he'd stay afterwards, be with the crowd, do autographs and all that stuff. You don't really see Roman doing that, just because like Roman's character is a little more. He's a tweener, but he leans a little more heelish, I guess. To where you don't really see him like stay after with the crowd, do autographs and all that stuff. Cody right now is like the ultimate good guy.
So okay, all right.
And then also, I would say, like, in terms of like cleaning up WWE's legacy, which that's why John Cena was necessary, because like they went through the whole Chris Benoit stuff. They were going through this whole like PED stuff, and I think the legacy of WWE still needs that cleaning up for obvious reasons. And I think Cody is that person that could really do that. And honestly, like it's cool because he's not like the Undertaker. He's not like John Cena, where it's like if he gives an interview answer, it's always like, I mean, he's still corporate and he still does like the like like the politically correct things, but I feel like Cody has a little bit more personality with him being the face, and he's a little bit more genuine. And I like you see a John Cena interview, and it's like kind of like robotic sometimes. But
Yeah.
with Cody, like I've never once felt that. Like the character that he puts on and who he is very similar, and I think that's pretty cool. And I've been a Cody fan since I kind of figured that out. It was actually a Players Tribune, Waddle, that you sent me about Cody and his dad that kind of put me on to like him. And
I'll send it to you guys. Yeah, I'll
yeah.
send it to you guys. So I would say that I don't know if you guys have seen the Dark Side of the Ring. There's been a lot of shady ass characters in wrestling, a lot of substance abuse, a lot of domestic violence, a lot of things like that. Vince McMahon could have done a lot worse than picking John Cena. M- Removing his sorry ass wrestling skills, moving them to the side. This is the kind of guy you want. You know, the Make a Wish guy, the guy that is a good person, so good that he annoys the hell out of you. You know, but this is the kind of example you want for kids, and this is the kind of example you want for teenagers, and this is the kind of example you want for people as a human, right? This is a guy that is the same person in the ring that as he is outside of the ring. I've seen videos of people trying to antagonize him with cameras and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And this guy responds calmly. This guy is totally jacked. He can break people in two, you know? But he can sock somebody and just really do damage. But this guy is, you know? And so in that regard, you know, I guess that's the thing I appreciate about Cena a little bit. You know, if it'll make you guys
He's
feel
breaking
better.
guys. He's giving in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's
clip
gonna
this.
be on the feelings
Now-
train
It's-
too on Saturday now.
We're recording.
No, but wait, I have one more important thing. I mean, I guess that's the part I like about Cena, even though he kind of dresses like a lesbian. You know, it's all good with the shorts and the shirt.
Hold on. Anyways, rumors. Keep rolling. Just pretend like that didn't happen. Just keep going. And you
I
tell
didn't
me
mean
not
that.
to say
I'm sorry.
nothing.
I love y'all.
My God.
I love y'all. I do. I love everybody. So, what memory are you guys gonna take from Cena up until this point, up until this Saturday? What is the memory that you have of him? Let's start with Omar.
You said memory of Cena? I'm still taking it back. I'm trying to adjust myself around that comment.
Aaron, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Aaron, what is the Cena moment for you? What is that moment? It doesn't have to be a match. It doesn't have to be. It could just be a spot. It could be a promo even. What is the epitome of Cena for you? For you on a personal level.
Something that always pops up in my mind, like my first memories of Cena, because like I wasn't a SmackDown guy. Like I always watch Raw. Like now as I'm older, like I know about the Big Five and whatever, but like I didn't watch it live. I was all SmackDown.
What you know about the SmackDown
I mean, all Raw.
5?
So when he was drafted to Raw, it was like 2005, 2006. I just remember him wearing, the black shorts, the long black shorts, the sneakers, the pumping them up before giving you the FU. Like that's my memory of Cena, my first memories of Cena.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
Omar.
ready now.
Wait, Juan says demonetized.
Facts, bro. Like there was a lot
I think
going
we
through
get
my
suspended,
head.
bro.
I was like, oh. I was thinking about the suspension papers for Weddle and shit. I was like, oh well, we gotta get that going. Like,
Issue another apology.
yeah.
Totally worth it. I sincerely apologize. I do.
Anyways, I really like that point that Aaron brought up, because like when I think of Cena, like I think of the Doctor of Thugonomics, right? Like I think of I still don't understand why this was cool, but the chain with the lock, like that's what I think of. Like that John Cena and him coming out with the fucking with the jersey that Fern is wearing, and like switching that up, and like for me, like the epitome of a Cena moment was actually a match that Aaron mentioned, was Triple H and John Cena in WrestleMania 22. That was the first John Cena main event I got to watch. And I remember watching it, his entrance, him coming out. CM Punk was actually in that entrance, and he came out. It was in Chicago, and he did the whole mafia thing. He came out with the Tommy gun, and like I remember just being so fucking excited, like that, so John Cena was coming out in a main event, and like that he was gonna win. So I don't even remember the fucking boos, and like I don't like. I was so steeped into that John Cena love that I just wanted my hero to beat Triple H. And that's what I see, is like someone coming out to beat fucking Triple K, or to beat Gunther, or, to beat someone, like that I don't fuck with. And that's what I'll always hold on to. And I'm just hoping that he does that to Gunnar one last time.
Okay, Fern. What do you think of me calling John Cena a lesbiano? And what is
Why would you do that?
If I'm gonna get suspended, bro, might as fucking well.
No.
And no, you don't have to answer that. But
I was about to say no comment. No comment.
no. So like, what moment? So I'm seeing it's early Cena for you guys, for these two guys. Is that really when he captivated all y'all, with his early years?
For me, it's a little different. Just because, no offense to these guys, I was born in 2002. I was born when when he debuted.
He debuted on my
So
birthday,
that's kind of
2002,
crazy,
June
actually.
27th.
Oh wow,
It's kind of crazy.
you connected.
That means absolutely nothing, Aaron.
It means everything.
It means you're like brothers,
We're like this.
but closer.
No,
Aaron-
like calzone y caca or what?
Yeah.
Small package
Go ahead,
wrestling was born at that point.
Facts.
It was it was in the back of his mind. Yeah, what's cool. I obviously he debuted in 2002. I missed pretty much all of the Thugonomics stuff. I wasn't around. Well, I was probably around for that. I just wasn't conscious. Um, Funnily enough, like one of the more like kind of like fond memories that I have, it's a in context now knowing the context of the match, it's kind of bad, but seeing Rey Mysterio versus John Cena when Ray had just won the title,
Yo,
John won it back.
I was fucking pissed.
At the time, right? I'm a kid. I have no idea what's going on. The only thing I could think about is like, wow, like one of my favorite wrestlers, John Cena, is going up against one of my other favorite wrestlers, Rey Mysterio. I'm a Mexican kid. I'm like, who's not gonna like Rey Mysterio at that time? And I'm just thinking like, oh, it's so cool that they go up against each other, and everything. But yeah, definitely like that whole era, that like early 2010s era was when like I really kind of have more memories of them. Anything prior to that, I honestly don't really remember much. I'm not even sure if I was watching at that point. But yeah, I mean, to me, he's always gonna be like that dude, coming out colored T-shirts and everything. I got so offended when The Rock called him, Mr. Fruity Pebbles or whatever the hell he did. I'd get mad at these people when they'd like go after Cena, like it's called
Like me?
what was it? Yeah, like the what's called like yeah, like the Rock stuff, At the point I'd seen The Rock in a couple movies, I'm like, I'm never watching this dude ever again. And like he's talking so dirty about my guy right now. I'm like, I don't even care if he's in Fast and Furious. I'm like, I'm not watching it.
All right.
I was
Did
gonna
Omar
say,
answer?
yeah, I did,
Oh.
but I was just gonna say it goes to show like his longevity, right? That he has like so many different eras, and then check out our reel that showcases all of the different eras of John Cena, the 25 years. It kind of just fucking like really highlights that this guy like has impacted people of different ages. Like even now, I remember the kid that he like during the heel turn that he forgave, and then that was Aaron's twin or whatever. Like it trips me out to me that there's still kids that look at John Cena and they're like, yeah, that's my guy. Like bro's 50. Like, what do you mean he's your guy? Like, like
What's wrong with being 50, jerks?
all of a sudden,
old.
all of a sudden, you're an advocate for your people.
Y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong.
Halfway to
Yeah,
100.
but wow.
Damn.
Okay. So
there was only 2 times that I've gone against Cena during a match. And like I remember the first time was because I'm a big Shawn Michaels mark. Like he's my number one, Shawn Michaels. I remember him versus Cena at WrestleMania 23. Like I've never seen Shawn Michaels win the WWE title. He's won it, but like I wasn't alive. So like I was like, finally my guy has an opportunity to fucking win the title, bro. And it was a good match. And I remember, Sunday night, because I like Omar said, we didn't watch the pay-per-views. Like I'll go on WWE.com, look at the results. Like John Cena defeated Shawn Michaels. Like fuck, I was pissed. And then the second time was like when the one Fern mentioned was Rey Mysterio literally won the WWE Championship.
An hour.
An hour later, he lost to Cena. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like that's probably only the 2 times I've gone against Cena.
Omar, have you ever rooted against Cena?
No.
And I'll tell you about the time when I rooted against Cena.
I didn't watch. I wasn't around. I found out recently about the whole Cena and like Rey Mysterio thing to be real, and I was like, bro, is this real? Like, what did this actually happen? Because I was during that time where I just wasn't watching. So for me, like Cena was always that guy. Like to whip JBL. Like I wanted him to beat JBL because JBL beat Eddie for the championship, and JBL was this racist cunt, And like I didn't like Triple H, so I wanted him to beat Triple H. And I think even although I was a Shawn Michaels fan, like I still wanted Cena to win that match, because I was a big Cena guy. I was a big Cena and Batista guy always. So like I think the only
You
way
never. Yeah.
I would have gone against them is during the times that I would have watched. I will say actually, when that Rock match came back, I was a huge Rock fan, still am, to this day. And I think I want to say I was kind of rooting for The Rock. I felt like the Rock character, like because of like the mythos with Stone Cold, I was like, there's no way John Cena should beat The Rock, right? The first match. So I think that one I was a bigger Rock guy, and I thought that The Rock was better on the mic than John Cena at that time, and I thought he cooked him with the whole Fruity Pebbles. And it was just cool to see The Rock do his whole shtick again with like the guitar, because I didn't see that. I wasn't alive for that. Like I mean, if I was, like, I was tiny. You get what I mean? So being able to see The Rock kind of do that.
How, Omar?
What?
You were what?
Tiny, little baby.
Tiny.
Yeah. I
What
was,
about you, Fern? Was there ever a time that you rooted against Cena?
Uh, Not that I could remember, to be honest. Um, I feel like I've always been a Cena wins. I want Cena to win type of guy. Even on his in his heel turn, you could ask Aaron. I'm like, he was talking all this shit about everybody and being like, "You guys don't appreciate me. You guys make fun of me and all this stuff." I'm like, "Hey, he's talking about y'all. He's not talking about me. He's not talking about me. I never switched up on him. Never booed him. I'm like, he's talking about you guys."
So, um, because we're running kind of long, man, and maybe we need to do another follow up after.
I will say though that this is pretty funny because that was Juan G, who's just recently got into wrestling. One of the only things he said to me was that he fucks with Randy Orton and that Shawn Michaels' face pisses him off. Pisses him off. I was like, yeah, like, I kind of told him like the lore behind Shawn Michaels. Like he's a dick yet. Like he's been a dick to a lot of people and stuff. So
So even now, yeah. Shout out Juan.
yeah,
Shout out Juan Guzman. Fellas, what's your favorite Cena match and what's your favorite feud? And I guess we'll wrap it up with that. Let's start with Omar.
Cena match. So I would say my favorite Cena feud that I was very invested in as a kid was the Edge and John Cena match or feud. I to the point where it made me an Edge fan after that happened. It's like there's no reason why it's like I should have been an Edge fan because that fool was a fucking menace to society, like an absolute fucking degenerate. And like I think like that dynamic was so cool because John Cena was just like the straight laced like, and he at that point he wasn't like the PG John Cena yet. So like just seeing them spar was pretty cool. And then in terms of matches, the one that I really really enjoyed growing up was the one that we Aaron talked about was the Shawn Michaels and John Cena match. Just because like I was so hyped for it. Like it was one of my favorites of all time in John Cena, and then like my historical favorite of Shawn Michaels. And to me, that's like what a main event is supposed to be. Like two guys that are like fucking prize fighters, that you don't know who's gonna win, that they're the best on a given day or night. And that was just really fucking cool to watch and to experience as a little kid too. And that was one of the two WrestleManias that I got to watch growing up. As a kid, it was 22 and 23 that like my family got to order, so that was cool.
So what about you, Fern? Your favorite John Cena match and your favorite John Cena feud?
In terms of feud, I'm a little stuck between two. I feel like whenever I think of like seeing John Cena going up against a bad guy as a kid, it always was Randy Orton. I'm like, I don't feel like it always be him and Randy going at it. They've had countless matches together and everything. in terms of like, I guess kind of like quality though, because I feel like they had a lot of matches together, but a lot of them could be just kind of very like forgettable, very routine and all that. Um, I feel like the CM Punk feud and with that whole like Money in the Bank match, Punk leaving WWE, coming back, and all that stuff. I feel like that's definitely one of the feuds that I kind of remember mostly, I guess, from that early time. And yeah, as a I told you guys, as a kid, like if anyone messed with Cena, man, they were my enemy. I did not like Punk at the time. I did not like him. He had retired one of my other, well, not retired, but kicked out of WWE. One of my other favorites, Jeff Hardy.
Who?
Mm.
I,
Oh,
I was heartbroken on that. I think it was a steel cage match
Yeah,
that,
Friday night. Yeah.
yeah, on a Friday night that they had, and the whole thing was like, if I beat you, Jeff Hardy, you have to leave WWE and never come back. Did that already. He was coming after Cena. I didn't like Punk. It's only until like I grew up a little bit, understood what was going on. I'm like, okay, I'm like I get the storyline, but yeah, what's good is definitely one of my more favorite feuds. And then just kind of piggybacking off of that Money in the Bank match to me is just kind of like you literally caught lightning in a bottle there. It's such a perfect kind of like situation to happen that I feel like it might not ever kind of like happen that perfect ever again. Where like if Punk wins at the night of Money in the Bank, like once the clock hits midnight, he's no longer a WWE employee. At least in storyline, right? Who knows if he would have been signed already? But yeah, just that. The match being in Chicago, Punk getting rooted over Cena in that arena, and yeah, I feel like it was just kind of perfect, as in like, we were talking about earlier, Cena being the guy that the company wants to push. Um, CM Punk was the guy that the people really wanted to see like get pushed up to that level. He's a guy that never really got an opportunity up to that point to like really get handed the ball and carry the company. And Punk was someone that really wanted it. And both of them were kind of justified in fighting for what they wanted, and I believe what Cena says in terms of like them two being wrestling soulmates. The way they counter each other's moves in that match is just so smooth and everything. They go back and forth. There's never really a dull moment, and I feel like that even showcased in that was it the Night of Champions match they had in Saudi. Yeah, I'm like these guys are just meant to go forever. To be honest.
so that match sucked in Saudi, but Aaron, talk to me. And then I have two more things. One and a half.
Well, to me, the my favorite feud was the one Omar brought up. Him, Cena, and Edge. To me, that was like Omar said, that made me an Edge fan. Like those matches they had, the one they had at SummerSlam where Edge uses the brass knuckles and beats Cena. The TLC match where Cena gives the attitude adjustment off the ladder onto two tables. Like that's
Sheesh.
probably like I would say the first feud I was fully invested in. Like that really like maybe solidify. Like yeah, this is I love this shit. Like this is why I like wrestling. And then my favorite match I would have to say is Cena versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam 2016. That match was like if you want to see a really good Cena match, you watch that match. He does things that he usually never does, and we already know how good AJ Styles is. Like it was just I guess it was just a good match. Like Cena says CM Punk is his soulmate. I feel like AJ Styles is probably his second close, and I feel like if AJ Styles would have been in the company much earlier, like that would have been probably one of the best feuds and best matches ever.
So I actually have a prediction. I think that this main event might have a lot of surprise guests come, and I don't think it's gonna end. The match is gonna end in a traditional sense. I don't think the match is. I think that maybe the match is going to get cut short and a lot of people are going to come out and maybe they'll send them away like that. I don't know how rational that is. I don't know if that fits within the wrestling agenda. But then this farewell tour doesn't necessarily fit into the wrestling parameters either, you know? So that might that I could see that happen. It just came to me. I could be totally and absolutely wrong, you know, and that's fine. And y'all can flame me for that. But later. Now, John Cena standing in front of you. What would you say to Cena? Fern, if he's standing in front of you and this he's it's ending, bro. It's ending. And you're gonna be there. What would you say to the guy? What would you say to him?
Honestly, I feel like I'm really bad with meeting people in person. The two photo ops I've done, I've blacked out. I've had no idea what I've said to either person. Um, but the main thing I just want to say is just like thank you. You know, obviously that's what a lot of people are going to be saying, but you know, this guy is just kind of like I've said this multiple times today, but like he's literally like Superman, you know, and in a way that like Superman, you know, is fictional. You know, he's not really invincible and all that stuff. He's not a real person. Cena, although you know WWE can be like predetermined and all that stuff, I'm like as a kid, you see this guy, he's an actual human, you know, and everything. To you, he'd be more like Superman, and you know, he's a guy you really want to root for. He's a guy that I always wanted to see win. Um, a guy that I honestly think can do no wrong unless he salutes the Orange Man. Um, but yeah, I just be telling him how thankful I am for everything he's done, and just for being a good role model. You know, hopefully in the future, whenever I have my little Rotorices, I'll put him on to how good of a wrestler John Cena was.
Is there anybody in your life that you admire or you have followed as much as if you followed Cena? I'm talking professional soccer. I'm talking NFL. I'm
Uh,
talking. Is there anybody do you
uh,
think that has been in your life for as long as? Is this your longest relationship, John Cena?
him and I'd say probably the other go of soccer, Lionel Messi. Him,
Okay.
him, him, and Messi have definitely been like my two guys. Um, Messi, I just always grew up a Barca fan, so you know
Vizca Barça.
he yeah he was the you know he's the best player on that team. The only and it's funny because you know how we talked about you know ever rooting against Cena. I never rooted against Cena. I have rooted against Messi. He played the
You-
Quakes. Was it earlier? I think it was earlier this
It
year.
was this year, yeah, March.
Yeah, it was earlier this year. And I was saying, who knows what to him. He could not hear a single thing. But I'll tell you what, I'm like, whenever I got an opportunity to like, you know, he was just kind of standing there. I for sure pulled on my phone and took a couple pictures. But I was rooting against him that day. But yeah, it's definitely them two.
so
That
so
I
to
feel
add
like
on to
I
that,
see like idols.
thank you for what? And Aaron, as soon as I thought you were Italian, Roderici, but it's Roderici. What is it?
Oh, honestly, it's just Latin. It's just
Okay.
my last name in Latin. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm like, I don't really have a strict pronunciation for it. Um, it's called. Just thank you for like being him. You know, for I guess how can I say this? For being a good role model, to be honest. Just providing all that kind of entertainment, all that hope and everything. Um, you know, I feel like if people can make you feel certain emotions, like all of us are saying right now that like we're gonna be crying in some type of way. These guys have touched our lives, you know, and have been part of them for quite a while. So you know, it's really tough. Honestly, it's gonna be really tough seeing him go. But you know, I'd rather him go out on quote unquote his own terms than you know have his last match without even knowing. So
Aaron, what has Cena meant for you, and what do you want to say to him? The last time you were close to him physically, it got to you, man.
I cried.
It got to you. Yeah. So what is it? What would you say to him? I'm John Cena. I am wearing my jorts. I am dressed like a wrestler. What would you say to him? This is a chance, my guy.
I would. I feel like I would thank him for just being part of my childhood because Like I was thinking this the other day. I don't know who asked me like why is this so important? Like he's just a wrestler. Like people don't understand that for the past 27 years I've been watching him on Monday nights for literally my entire life. Like he's the last piece of my childhood. Like I don't, friends have gone by, I don't see friends from my childhood. I don't, you know, people in general, music, like I've listened to, like I don't listen to old music like that, like things from my childhood, it's gone. It's completely gone. And John Cena's the only thing that I've had. And Saturdays, like once he has his last match, like my childhood is like just gone. Like I have no attachments to it anymore. Maybe that's why like this probably hits for a lot of people, like because they've been seeing him for pretty much our entire lives. Like this is it. Like we, it's just gonna be memories from now on. Like we're not gonna see it anymore.
What would you say to him?
Where are you? No. I don't know. I really don't know because I feel like everybody says thank you, but like we mean that. Thank you for just giving us entertainment, giving us, just being like a good like a good example. Like he like I guess like the perfect way to explain him is just being a superhero. He was a superhero. Like he was beating up the bad guys, and I feel like Saturday we're not gonna see that. He's gonna lose, and that's it.
Yeah, Aaron, you're sure he's gonna lose, man? It's crazy. Omar, they say thank you. Aaron brings up a good point, and so does Fern. This is the guy that since you have a memory, desde que tienes memoria, he's been there, and you were a child, and now, obviously, you're not. What do you want to say to this guy? And what does thank you mean? What is behind that thank you? What are you thanking him for?
Well, like the name of the stream, obviously we'd say thank you, or I'd say thank you, and I think I'd say just thank you for making wrestling matter, to me and to so many other people. Because like I think I'm realizing now, like John Cena is the reason why I got back into wrestling again. Like I went to my first live show for 20 years and because I got to see John Cena live. Like John Cena was gonna be there, Rey Mysterio was gonna be there in Sacramento, and that really started my journey again, right? And then me covering this with small package, like him returning, him doing his farewell tour, like has kind of caused me to care about wrestling again. And like Aaron said, like wrestling for me, and I didn't realize this for 20 years, like it's such a fundamental part of my childhood. So I would tell him like, just thank you for allowing me to relive my childhood again and allowing me to be a kid even though I'm 27. Allowing me to tap into this side of me that I thought was gone, right? That I thought, I could never relive, and that this kid could never relive those memories again. Like I completely forgot that this is how wrestling made me feel. I completely forgot that wrestling made me believe in heroes, made me believe in, bringing down the villain and the bad guys and those type of things. And he's reminded me of that, and he's reminded me that this entertainment, this form of media, this form of art and expression means a lot to me and will always mean a lot to me. And it's because of guys like John Cena. And that's why, like, I mentioned what I mentioned. Like, I would say thank you for setting a good example for future wrestlers and for future fans, because, like, now the future could look at John Cena and that's the standard. The standard is not Hulk Hogan anymore. The standard is not these guys that didn't take care of themselves or that didn't take care of their image. The standard is now this professional, this consummate guy that is always, being the good guy. So I would just say thank you for that professionalism and, for bringing wrestling the gravitas, the professionalism, and the respect that it deserves, because it gave me that respect, and hopefully it's giving others, that respect too.
I think that since y'all are interested in knowing my opinion, I think that the thing about Cena is that you guys hear these horror stories about Shawn Michaels, right? How the backstabbing, the backdoor dealing, right? And that's how he was able to get to the top. He had skill, but he also engaged in the, I don't want to call them black arts, but you know what, we know what I'm talking about. You know, the shady
The
dealings, right?
politicking.
You had, yeah, you had Terry Bollea, right, who has that kind of fame. You had Vince McMahon, the way he did things, right? And a lot of times the conflict that people feel is like, dude, do I really have to be a dick in order to be quote unquote successful? And maybe John Cena is proof that you don't have to be that way, that you can be a good person and you can be good at what you do and you can set a good role model by being an honest person and having integrity and having decency, not just in the ring but outside the ring. He was a superstar in a different era to where now everybody has these. Back then, people didn't have these. People have cameras on them all the time. People catch people doing crazy shit all the time, especially celebrities. World star, TMZ, right? This motherfucking guy grew up when the world was changing with the fucking internet and mobile phones. And he was able to do it, and he was able to do it his way, and he was able to succeed, and he was able to leave a good legacy and a good example for people. And I think that from what I'm gathering from you guys and from what I'm gathering from listening to other people and just watching him, I think that's his legacy. You know, whether or not he was, and he was also good in the, like, he was a good entertainer. You know, he had the charisma. Kids flocked to him, right? And kids are still loyal to him 20 years later. And so, in that regard, I would say, Cena, you were not my hero. Cena, I didn't watch you. Cena, I don't root for you in the ring, but I root for you as a person. And I wish that other people, no, I don't wish, I know other wrestlers look at you and look up to you. And I know that you're leaving a good legacy in that regard. And I don't think that just applies to wrestling. I think that also applies to other professional sports. And I think this applies to just everyday garden variety, run of the mill people like us, just regular old Joes. And maybe that's what they're saying, you know? A lot of us are not dicks. A lot of us don't do backdoor dealings. A lot of guys don't stiff other people. We want to succeed. We want to do good in life, but we don't want to do it at the expense of other people or at the expense of our integrity or decency or disrespecting or respecting other people. And so my thank you would be that. Thank you for giving these guys that role model and for leaving that legacy for the people that come after you in your profession as well as other professions. So, thank you, sir. I tip my hat. Take care of my little cousin. Thank you for coming along the ride with my little brother and my little cousin and Fern and my other cousin, Young Hennessy. Um, Juan Guzman said, Mike Young Hennessy says, "Thank you, Cena." Juan says, "I did it my way. Someone make a Cena Frank Sinatra edit."
I did it
Um,
my way.
anything else y'all want to add?
Just a little like adding to what you were saying. I feel like Cena's like literally the embodiment of like hard work, you know, and just kind of being resilient. Um, it's one of those things. He had that work ethic. He has said multiple times about his story about how he was close to being cut. If it wasn't for one little lucky part of Stephanie hearing him freestyle on the back of the bus, he wouldn't have kept his job, kept working at it and everything. And yeah, in terms of him being a good person, his motto is hustle, loyalty, respect. I feel like with those three things, it's a good kind of standard to live by. Um, especially in an era where there's a lot of hatred going around. Um, I feel like he's a good kind of role model of people might have your differences and all that stuff. I'm like, just respect them for who they are, and yeah, keep keep working hard. You'll your life how you will and everything. But yeah.
What do you think, Aaron? Any parting shots? Any parting words for John Anthony Felix Cena?
Nah.
Okay,
I,
we
th- I
want to
think
save it.
I think that thank you was enough.
You know what, dude? I think you're right. Go ahead, over.
Oh yeah, no, I think for me it's just like I said, thank you, dog. I can't wait to do this one last time, and I can't wait to see that entrance of the TV one last time, and enjoy it, and get hyped when you do the 5 moves of doom and all of that, and maybe for the first time in my life I might buy myself a John Cena shirt, John Cena merch, something like that in your honor, and to thank you, John Cena. But if not, I'll be doing this to the day I die. If I ever get in a scrap, bro, someone, bro, just know I'm gonna hit this before I do a fucking 5 knuckle shuffle on the back. It's over.
Hey,
Yeah, I feel like hearing that seeing him put his hand up for that final 5 knuckle shuffle being in that arena. Uh, it's gonna be tough. It's
what
gonna
do
be
you
so
mean,
tough.
Fern? You were like, Aaron.
Just,
What do you think
you
of that?
know, just
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say for all our fans that have been watching and all our new
Yeah.
fans on Instagram, we've been growing like a lot for this past few weeks on YouTube too. Just stay tuned. I'm gonna be out there. Creating content. Going to superstores. Seeing all the merch. Being in the arena. Getting the crowd reaction. Just stay tuned. Hopefully y'all like it.
Thank you guys for coming along for the ride. Go ahead.
Keep following us. Small packages there, and we'll be saying farewell to Cena on all of our platforms: Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, all of that stuff. And then also just thank you to Fern, bro. Thank you for supporting us, man, and for being willing to be a guest on here multiple times. It means a lot, and we appreciate your support.
And shout out
Yeah,
Young
it's
Hennessy
always.
and Juan. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was going to say, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's always fun doing this, shooting the shit, talking about wrestling and everything. Even if it wasn't Cena related, I came here to try to, give Aaron at least a little bit of support in terms of, defending Gunther. Hopefully, we even the odds a little bit. There's a too heavy, Gunther haters here. But
We're the
yeah,
Gunther
Ouch.
haters.
the
What do you
Gunther
mean
haters.
heavy, bro? You wound me. Yeah. So
But yeah, it's always fun doing this, and appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course, man.
yeah, man. Well, hey, go ahead and ring the bell. Suplex FU, the subscribe button down over here. Shout out to Fern, Young Hennessy. Hey, y'all want to do it one time?
For
No?
the stream, I'm doing
Nah, I'm
it.
gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for Saturday.
Aaron's gonna be on the Fields train when he does it, bro.
All the tears are just gonna come out as soon as he lifts up the hand. Just, woo. Like,
What if y'all don't cry? What if you guys are just like, eh?
Nah,
Nah, I'm balling.
no.
I'm accepting it.
a resounding
All right.
no. All right.
All right, fellas. But one more thing. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
I'm impressed. You got it in there. Didn't think you were
That's right,
going to.
promos.
I had to hustle up.
All right. Well,